Sav citizens, we sincerely hope all of you are well and prospering. Thank you for the overwhelming responses to the chat section. From crypto, politics, economics and to the Ukraine, the amount of information shared, and the clarity that is brought to many subjects by our readers is truly appreciated. We know the majority of our readers do not comment, but we nonetheless welcome you. What follows is an explanation couched in the language of reality, and various plans we hope to implement in the near future, along several fronts. But first, let us briefly comment on the ongoing market in selling fantasy and magic goofus dust to the gullible masses. There exists, still, many who believe of secret plans being worked on by mysterious groups of fantastically imagined persons, to widely distribute trillions of dollars to the general populations holding various kinds of currencies, or who are enrolled in some kind of program to disgorge such funds as part of a plan to free humanity. Such groups almost always invoke heavy New Age mysticism and/or fervent religious incantations, but somehow never reasonably explain a legitimate provenance to such a rare altruistic sovereign banking undertaking. There indeed is a global restructuring in the works, but it is not for refunding failed political Tammany Hall types, idle wealth-seeking megalomaniacs, or non-contributors and gold-bricking slackers. What was true in the early days of humanity is still true today. You need to work for your own fortunes. Nobody, especially banking cartels or sovereign treasuries, is going to shovel millions in your direction for nothing, especially at the cost of a nation's lives or economic well-being. With respect to large sovereign financial transactions, what is truly coming will come in stages. A very carefully planned and realistically funded and structured series of events which will find its way to the corners of the world where need is truly present. From the very source to the endpoint, at no time will any one of the various self-anointed guardians of galactic wealth be handling such a task. Nor will the currency talk show hosts or suddenly an expert bloggers. But understand that achieving the legitimate distributions is not without an opposition which cares little for you or anyone outside their private club. We have outlined the astonishing level of theft which financial cartels have engaged in to divert funds earmarked for legitimate public good into their greedy, usurious hands. And with virtually no repercussions in any legal court, a true testament to their influence at the highest levels. One such case was the $700 billion Tropos theft, overseen by Janet Yellen, the Treasury felon. These funds, issued as an ACAT fund to the Tropos project account, held under Wachovia Bank, were blatantly and ruthlessly stolen in transit by the Fed intercepting the SWIFT wire to the bank, on Yellen's then Fed watch, where for the last 20 or so years now they have had free illicit use of vast funds meant to fund projects helping millions to do good. They are used instead for the Rothschilds' Fed usury lust. Appeals to the highest office in the land resulted in no appropriate action being taken to return stolen funds. For a more thorough exposé on this matter, please see White Hat's Report No. 23. Safety of Elders' Funds is key. This is not accomplished by invoking Nasara wood sprites or galactic forces. Such safety is achieved by being in the trenches, face to face. An iron hand is needed to safeguard such funding from a Tropos outcome. For at any time, if allowed, such resources would be waylaid by the claws of treasury goblins. The elders are being counseled to reject one shady deal after another, all designed to benefit the goblins and not humanity. The hand that rocks the cradle is ever alert to such dealings and will stop it cold. No propping up of treasury rat nests will be allowed. Such brethren will not be allowed nearby. The Zionist cabal petrodollar confidence scam is ending. Worthless Zionist Fed paper is backed by nothing but hype. They have siphoned out your hard-earned wealth by stealth, as ever. America's wealth has been stolen by a locust swarm. You will soon be handed the title to an insolvent farmland of husks, while the goblins, sated by plunder, move to their next target of opportunity. Currently, they salivate over Ukraine, standing by to scoop up the bargains while they foster and promote both sides to war. There are valid reasons why such behavior got them forced out of one country after another for 6,000 years, the good among them paying the price for the actions of the worst among them. They rape, plunder, eviscerate and move on under the cloak of righteous piety. Look at the financial statistics of the fiscal USA. Does it reflect protecting the nation from being plundered? Or does it reflect a grain silo eaten through with only a pile of rat turds left behind as a thank you? Who let this happen? Why? The result of this plunder is now clear. America is on an untenable course. Here is your wake-up call. Consider your plans carefully and be ready for any sudden shock. In all respects. If such and such happens, what will you do? Think it through. Politicians, in large part, are not capable of overcoming their own incompetence. They cannot manage the affairs of government. How, then, will they be able to help you manage your affairs? The elders will exchange for viable funds and programs, then working with their proven, ethical and humanitarian London parties, will expand out bringing hope where needed. The key and core ethos is to build a vast global sovereign wealth fund, protecting at all times the capital base integrity of the assets, apportioning the accrued profits toward designated humanitarian needs and apportioning others towards long-term income investment for the fund. Another area of high-level focus is the alternative currencies. How we credit line O and how we trade out accordingly. What and when? That is ever tasking us to get the balances right in a fast-evolving global marketplace. Hydroponics is being explored to feed and sustain areas where food production is too low to prevent starvation. Medical technologies which include organ cloning etc., and other vital health services, such as hospital mercy ships that can be dispatched to areas where there is great need are also being looked at. Aquifer expansion and a plethora of similar project options. Prioritizing which and when. Instead of shielding it all in some tax haven to escalate self-wealth, such will be legitimately registered for proper tax reporting where required by law and openly and closely administered to ensure no political graft can seep in. Point 12 Just men are all it needs to be administered, and they are there. Good hearts, good men. A true round table of honor. Quietly have hope, it's coming. Amazing. And now, let us correct some impressions about jolly old England. Conspiracy theories about London lizard queens and other deluded nonsense serves no useful purpose. There is no singular global elite ownership cabal, and nor does some galactic overlord control what transpires in the UK. Such is delusional thinking, pure and simple. London has no total global power over the planet. It competes like everyone with standards and relationships under ever-growing competition. All of London's think tanks and city liveries are subjected to constant ethical monitoring and priority. Professional elites set high standards or decline as a meritocracy. Rothschild powers were removed long ago. They have no London standing, nor would their inclusion be condoned. There simply is a dearth of high-quality political leadership out there with chaos ruling fools, but this applies worldwide. So, rest assured. The English make their way in life just like everyone else, without assistance from outer space. The world continues to move towards a blockchain economy. With that move will most likely come significant chaos as old paradigms give way. The wise will continue to acquire quality blockchain projects and hold them throughout the severe volatility which will continue to manifest as a side effect of increasing adoption and economic uncertainty, both on a local and international level. This is not the time to call it quits or yield positions to dubious forecasts of doom and gloom. Once again, the goals lie far out in the distance. We will continue to add any new projects to our suggested list of ideas as they arise. Our approach will be as always, to hold value and wait. To remain calm while others frantically try to predict highs and lows. And, as has been mentioned before, post-releases, there may be potential opportunities available via a very strict selection process. We have very little details on this at the moment. But rest assured, if and when the time comes to proceed along these lines, you will be given proper notice by lawfully appropriate means. The goal will be to empower the capable, the strong, the talented and consistent achievers amongst us to go out and assert a positive effect on society. The carping critics, the complainers, the fantasists, the indolent, the delusional and the indecisive will have to be gently set aside and hopefully given the rehabilitation they require and will have no place at the table being set. It's time to reorient oneself to the present and focus on the future and what we want to make of it. The White Hats have never had a very high opinion of us, but this is the most scathing rant I have read from them yet. Not only does it sound like they are not working with the Galactic Alliance, archangels, angels, ascended masters or even God himself, it sounds like they don't even believe they exist. It seems they believe that the financial cartels of the world stealing the money that is supposed to be earmarked for humanity are doing it out of pure greed. They don't even consider that most are being forced out of fear for their lives and the lives of everyone they know by alien monsters that consider them less important than the mosquito they swat on their arm. I was going to write a post as to why are thousands of soldiers going out risking their lives every day when the Galactics say that at any time we could wake up in the morning to a new world free of our enslavers where beauty and abundance abound. They have answered my question. They don't believe anything like that could happen because they don't believe that those that could make it happen exist. So we are the gullible masses following fantastical New Age mysticism, are we? I hope I never see the White Hats mentioned on this blog again.